There was some name calling, and then even Bill Pulte stepped up and basically said that the Fed is doing the country a great disservice, I think was the quote, by not cutting rates. So you're kind of stuck. I'm kind of stuck, right? I mean, there's no data that says there's like, where's the fire, right? Why do we need to cut rates right now? I get that it would be nice for short-term rates to be lower. I think Bill Pulte specifically, coming from a home building background, coming from the real estate business closer to what we all do, speaking around mortgage rates. But I think as we know, and a lot of folks know, the Fed cutting rates doesn't necessarily mean we get better mortgage rates, right? In the short term, it may cause a little bit of a jump in MBS prices, which could cause rates to drop a little bit. But I think, like we talked about last week, and we've talked about on this podcast ad nauseum, with all the debt being dumped onto the market right now by our government and others, and just in general, it's sort of unlikely, no matter what the Fed does, it's unlikely that mortgage rates are going to drop much in the short term unless we get some sort of extenuating circumstance like a market dislocation, or if this war that's going on in the Middle East gets out of hand or something along those lines, right?
Yeah, a few other things worth noting that Pulte commented on. Jerome Powell is trapping homeowners in low-rate mortgages and choking off existing home sales, directly fueling the housing supply crisis. He must lower rates. It's been a while, but we talked about the dynamic of rates and affordability, and low rates last time probably exacerbated the affordability crisis, right, with the home price appreciation because of it. So it is hard to put all these things together and say that lower rates will help affordability. Certainly increase supply, but also increase demand. So, what does that dynamic look like together? I think just especially worth noting that Pulte was the most vocal critic within the administration last week, talking about this, focusing on the housing sector in particular.